Now, a few years ago, Peace Egede discovered a certification course called Family Systems Engineering while trying to deal with marital issues due to a past unresolved pain. Peace was intrigued with how she could connect with lessons as a result of her experiences. Now, I mean, she definitely found this as a solution and decided to not only use this to help herself, but to use this to help other people. Peace is here with us today, and she's talking about communications and relationships. Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay, now, I'm good. Not bad at all. So now, you went through something, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, that led you to this point where you felt the need to actually have something that will help couples probably dealing with the same thing as yourself. Do you mind sharing that experience with us?
Okay, so what I was referring to from what you read is childhood upbringing, childhood trauma. How childhood trauma could possibly affect your relationship and your marriage with your partner. And the issues I had with my partner was as a result of communication to a large extent. My communication method was quite aggressive.
It's quite aggressive.
So it was affecting the relationship.
Oh, wow.
Now, we really don't discuss or teach people communication in this part of the world.
Very
so
true.
that affected a lot. And I realized along the line after my training and my learnings that actually I'm an aggressive communicator, more like a passive aggressive communicator, and I needed to do better by shifting from being a passive aggressive to becoming an assertive communicator. And that really helped me put my relationship and my marriage back in shape. And that's taught me that there is really no relationship that can't be resolved. You know, there's no relationship that can be resolved. It requires patience and understanding. No two people are the same. I am not the same with my partner, and there's no problem with that. We are fine with it. It's just for us to be able to live with our differences.
Yeah, very true. I mean, that makes a whole lot of sense. Now, while you were speaking, I noticed you mentioned two types of communication: assertive communication and passive-aggressive communication. Are there other types? Are there other types of communications, and can you tell us?
So we have 4 major types of communication. We have the passive, the aggressive, the passive-aggressive, and the assertive communication.
Yeah, now let's break it down. Let's start with that. I think I already have an idea of where I'm falling and where a lot of Nigerians falling as well. So can you run us through briefly, quickly?
So when we talk about passive communication is more or less like you being present, and you allow people to take advantage of you without you being able to express yourself to the fullest, you know. So for example, I'm talking to you and I'm talking down at you and you're just looking at me. You can't express yourself. Why? Because you're too afraid to speak your mind, or you do not have what it takes to express yourself. Then an aggressive person, an aggressive communicator is the one that just comes at you. And they just believe that it's all about them.
It's all about them.
Life is about them, and it's either you take their way or nothing. So that's just how aggressive communicators behave. They are not very accommodating. Then the passive-aggressive is the one that pretends to be listening to you, but they are not.
Which one is worse?
So they pretend to be listening to you. Everything you're saying, they are nodding, you know, and you find that a lot in relationships. You see people just, so when they get tired of each other, you just see a lot of that nodding going on. And, whatever you say is fine, but at the end of the day, I'll do what I want to do. And there's really nothing you can do about it.
It's true.
So that's a passive-aggressive communicator. Then the assertive communicator is the one that puts you into consideration while trying to express how they feel to you without taking you for granted. I don't know if that made sense to you. So I'm trying to communicate who I am to you. So you're telling me, oh, pink is beautiful. I think you should wear pink simply because you love pink. And then it's left for me to say something like, you know what? I love pink on you. It's so pretty. I love the way it looks on you. However, I am not a pink person. And you should be fine with it. And that's me being self-aware and understanding that this is who I want to be, and I should be able to speak who I am and live by it.
Amazing. I mean, I've learned so much in just how many minutes of talking with you, and you should come every day on this show. Okay, so now you also spoke about how you feel like childhood traumas also affected your mode of communication. Can you shine more light on that?
Okay, so imagine yourself growing up with aggressive parents or aggressive guardians, and they try communicating with you, but they're communicating, but not assertively. So for example, you want to wake a child up and you're shouting, wake up, you're hitting the child.
Yes.
Trained to say, will you wake up? You know, so we have parents that play music to wake their children up. We have parents that just rub and the child wakes up. But when you are too aggressive, you're teaching the child a habit, because you are the immediate teacher the child has.
Very true.
You're the immediate teacher the child has, and whenever the child does something wrong, you kept a decoration and the child just comes, messes everything up, and you're screaming, you're shouting, what kind of nonsense is this? How dare you, you know? And we see this behavior showing up when we become adults, unintentionally, because they have been in us unconsciously and we didn't deal with them.
True.
And even those that are able to deal with those habits, they still see them coming up every now and then, every once in a while.
Okay.
So it's a constant and conscious effort
to
be better than who you used to be. Because you find out that being aggressive to people, if you have sensitive people around you, you're messing them
so
up.
Now, because from what you said you realized you were an aggressive communicator,
Yep.
right? So now let's bring it down to relationships, because we don't have so much time, right? Aggressive parenting can cause aggressive children or passive children that now bring all that into relationships. So now how can we balance communication properly in relationships?
First, you need to be self-aware. You need to accept and agree. A lot of people live in denial. You need to accept and agree that, yes, it's true, I'm guilty. Then solution comes to you once you accept. It's normal. I mean, the universe just sends solutions to you once you agree. And once that happens, you have laid the foundation for better communication with your partner. And when you try communicating from that time onward, you realize that you're more conscious of what you're saying to your partner. And your partner is also aware that, okay, we're trying to build something, we're trying to make something work. So I'm also conscious, I'm aware that, okay, we're trying to communicate, not fight.
Not fight.
So let's make this work.
Let's make this
work. That awareness will help you start on a clean slate and build a healthy relationship
on it. Amazing. Like, I wish this session could go on forever, but we're short on time. However, I'm glad that you're coming again next week, right? So we're definitely going to continue this conversation next week. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, I hope you learned a thing or two, at least types of communication, right? We're going on a quick break right now. When we come back, so much more to come on Wake Up Nigeria. Do stay tuned.